Jason, I'm not sure you've had much chance to reflect the team as a whole yet, but what's the couple of sleeps later? What's the fallout from the weekend?
Yeah, we haven't had our review yet. We've got that later this afternoon, but yeah, we're obviously disappointed in the performance. We went over there to get the win, and we set ourselves for that, and weren't able to do it. So just on reflection and speaking to a few guys, I think we'll learn a lot from the game, and hopefully take that into this week and moving forward.
Is there a sense of why you couldn't play your preferred game, the one we know that you play so well? Was it about you or about what Geelong did to you?
Probably a bit of both. I think Geelong brought an intensity that we weren't able to match early, and they set up really well. When they get their game going, they use the ball really well, and we probably weren't able to get our fair share of it in the first half, and they obviously set their win up in the first half of the game. So playing catch-up footy from there on made it difficult for us.
It might sound odd, but do you take any confidence out of sort of having a bit of a look at just what is the difference between you and perhaps those really top sides?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we take confidence out of it, but I think it puts us in a position of, we know what the level is that we have to get to, for games in the future and certainly in finals. They brought an intensity that was sort of finals-like. So for our young group, that's important to know what that looks like. And also going forward to make sure that we put ourselves right up there.
Where do they rank in terms of teams you played this year?
Oh, they were very good. The teams that we've lost to, Hawthorn were very good early in the year, Collingwood and North Melbourne, so they played as well as any of those teams that we played.
Jason, you just mentioned finals and having that pressure down the track. Is it a bit of a concern that you couldn't equal that pressure or meet that pressure at this stage yet?
Oh no, I think we're still working on a lot of things, and we've got over a month of football to go before we reach that stage. So there'll be a lot of fine tuning going on before then, and a lot of work to be done if we're going to reach that stage, definitely.
Jason, did you have a moment with your shoulder again?
No. No.
So what happened to you when you were in the hands of the trainers?
I got a poke in the eye, which
That's nice.
it's a bit red and bloodied at the moment, but that's no concern, and that'll be no worry for this week.
You can see.
But yeah, I came on after that, and I had no worries with it whatsoever, and shoulder's good. So
It's all right.
yeah,
Might have been pink eye.
yeah. The boys have got stuck into me about that already, but no.
What do you make of it when you're not with Sam Jacobs leading the ruck? What have you learned from that?
I think Sean and Josh certainly competed very well, and I think we had our fair share of clearances. But he's certainly a very important player of our side, Sam, and we'll be looking forward to having him back in the side this week. But I think the boys in the midfield did a great job without him. Certainly he's important, but we can battle on without him.
So he'll play Sunday?
Yeah, from what I've heard, he should be right. I spoke to him before, and he said he should be no worries.
Jason, I know you can't talk about tribunal things, but is Scotty Thompson sweating bullets at the moment, or is he pretty relaxed, just waiting to see what the outcome will be?
Oh no, I think he's pretty relaxed. He's a relaxed sort of guy in that way, and we'll just wait and see what the match review panel has to say, whether they even look at it. But yeah, I probably can't say too much, but we'll just wait and see.
What were your first feelings about the incident when you saw it?
I didn't see it live. It happened within the first couple of seconds of the game. I must have been looking elsewhere or something, but it happened pretty quick. And I just looked back, and there were a couple of guys on the ground, and I've seen it on the footage since then, and it just looked like just a contest that you would see every week, and just unfortunate, where the hit took place that Steve Johnson went down. So it was just a football contest, in my opinion.
Do you get surprised by some of the, again we can't talk too much about the match review, but by some of the things that get cited or talked about? I mean, it might seem fine, you come off the field, you didn't notice it, and then suddenly everyone's talking about it. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I think certainly in the last couple of years there's been a lot more scrutiny, with the head high stuff, and I I know the AFL are trying to protect the players, which is a good thing, and the head is a bit of a sacrosanct area. But yeah, there is a lot more scrutiny on those sort of things, but sometimes they're unavoidable in football, and you have those collisions, and there's not much you can really do about it.
In terms of those games that you have lost, common thread usually is that the line comes back and there's too much was left to too few. Is that still the case?
I think that's often the case when you have a loss. You know, for most teams in the competition, and us included, if we expect to be competitive and to be winning games, then we need, if not everyone contributing to, you know, a level that's satisfactory, then, you know, more than half at least. So, you know, I think when you have a loss, there's guys who, for whatever reason, aren't able to produce the standard that they have been, and you know, we're certainly no different to any other side. We need guys contributing every week to make sure that we can get the performance.
Do you feel unsettled as a squad?
Unsettled?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, we've had a few changes in the last couple of weeks, and you know, we've been able to remain pretty well settled for most of the year. But I don't think that's unsettling. Certainly, it affords opportunities to guys who have been playing really well in the SANFL and want to come in and contribute and be a part of a final side. So that pressure and that expectation on guys coming in is a good thing, I think.
We know it's a long season, it's described as the marathon. Do you feel as if the energy levels or the, what we'd say, the old petrol tickets are already beginning to be cashed in?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the next 5 weeks will be the test of whether that has happened or not. Certainly we have to manage our training during the week and our loads on guys who are perhaps or potentially getting sore or might be showing signs of tiredness. So that's an issue that you know, the physical performance team will have to take care of, and we have full trust that they'll be able to do that job for us and make sure that we're ready to go on the weekend.
You mentioned soreness. Is that what happened with Jacobs? Is that why he suddenly has he been having too much of a workload?
I'm not sure. I mean, to play every game of the year in the ruck, I'd imagine is a pretty demanding task. So, you know, whether that was a result of that or not, or I'm not too sure. But who knows? It might have come at the right time for him just to get that week off and that rest, and you know, hopefully freshen up and be ready to attack the rest of the year now.
Just looking at Kevin Sheedy's line last week that the draw could bite you on the bum because it's relatively easy. How do you guys protect yourselves from that to make sure you don't develop bad habits in your game or start to go into the finals thinking that you're better than what you might be?
Yeah, I think internally we just have to make sure that our standards are kept high, and you know, we can only compete against the opposition that are against us every week. So that's out of our control. We've just got to make sure that we internally keep our standards high.
You've spoken to Kurt Tibbett. How's he feeling after a trip back home?
Haven't spoken to him yet. I'm sure he's feeling pretty relaxed and ready to get back into it. I'm not sure what his week looks like this week, whether it's just some light duties, but as we've said before, there's no rush on getting Tippo back. We just want to make sure that he's right and can, you know, make sure there's no long-term issue and can keep playing for the rest of the year.
Tex didn't have the best game. Do you think that maybe just lost a bit of touch in the weeks off, or not getting service? Or?
Yeah, I suppose 3 weeks out is a reasonable amount of time in today's game. So he was probably finding a bit of touch. I think he was a bit of a victim of our ball use. You know, we probably didn't help him out in that area. He had a few opportunities. If he took them, you know, it might have been a different story. So he's still finding his feet. I'm sure he'll be better for the run.
Jason, on that line, we've heard it a million times that the head is sacrosanct by the AFL. Is that becoming a bit unrealistic now? They're not recognising that you can actually have football collisions, there will be accidents?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there is a line there that I suppose there is that fine line where you just have contests in football, and you know, it is a contact game, and you don't want to stamp out the brutality in the contest and that sort of thing. It's a, you know, a contact sport, so we don't want to rule that out or make that any less of a contest. So I guess the AFL are weighing that up and making sure they don't cross that line.
Do you reckon there's too much focus on the outcome and not the action?
Yeah, once again, I probably can't say too much about that, but yeah, I mean, as I said, there's contests in football where things happen and they're unavoidable, and you know, for whatever reason, it occurs in that head area. So really, I can't say too much, but you know, these things happen in football, I suppose, and I hope they don't look too much at the outcome. I hope they look at what the intent of the player was more so.
Is it unfair to be penalised for unintentional contact?
Yeah, again, I don't want to say too much, but
We'll pay the fine.
yeah,
Speak for yourself.
yeah. I can't. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to penalise for what has happened. You want to, you know, if the contest is for the ball and the player's objective is to go at the football, and you know, something happens because of that, you would hate to see that you know, come under scrutiny, and for guys to miss games because of that. It would be a disappointment, you know, for the game if things went down that path.
Does it feel like you may have, you know, trodden on a black cat or something, suddenly ticket goes down, you have an injury, key injury to your ruckman, and now you've got a player that, you know, may miss because of an incident? Is Adelaide's luck turning? Or?
Oh, these things happen during the year, and you know, we've had a good run so far, and for whatever reason, you know, things start to crop up. But you know, we've got to manage that, and I suppose that's part of being a good side, is the ability to cover for guys and being able to perform when we don't have everyone available. So that'll be a test for us over the coming weeks. But you know, hopefully we can get guys back and be at full strength.